Good morning, students and staff. Hope you had a great weekend and you're ready for another great week of school. A couple of announcements to start our week off. First of all, we will have our first early dismissal day this Wednesday. That means that we will be done with school at 12:35. And we're going to put you on the buses at that time. Hopefully your parents have told you where to go, what to do. But if you should ever run into a situation where you go home and the door is locked, you need to work out a plan with your parents beforehand, and that's actually called our early dismissal plan, which parents have written on a piece of paper for us, but you need to know what that plan is. In other words, if you get sent home early, suppose we had a blizzard or something where electricity goes out and we had to send you home early, you need to know where to go and what to do, especially if you're sent home and your parents are not home. So work that out with your parents this week, and they should tell you what the plan is for this Wednesday at least. 4th and 5th grade Spell Bowl tryouts are going to be held in the large group room during lunch this Tuesday. So go to the large group room this Tuesday during lunchtime to try out for Spell Bowl team. Remember last year we were actually the first in the state, number 1 in the state, so we want to try and defend that title again this year. So that's this Tuesday during lunch in the large group room. Students in grades 4 and 5, your ISTEP scores are in, and we'll be sending a letter home with you, with your parents, either today or tomorrow. We also sent home last week basketball forms that look something like that. If you want to play basketball this fall, that's for grades 3 through 5, boys and girls, grades 3 through 5. This has to be brought back signed by this Friday, so make sure you get that back in. Excuse me. Mileage Club is starting up this week for students in grades kindergarten through 3rd grade. So during lunch, if you want to do Mileage Club on Tuesdays and Thursdays only. Tuesdays and Thursdays, Mileage Club will begin, and we'll be doing something new in that you'll have a card that needs to be scanned instead of punched. So we're going to be scanning the cards this year. Our core value for the month of August is respect, and so we'll be starting our core value convos starting tomorrow with kindergarten and 1st grade, and then 4th and 5th grade you'll be on Thursday, and 2nd and 3rd grade you will be on Friday down in the cafeteria for our core value convos. Like I say, the one for the month of August is respect. We're also going to be recycling markers. Add that to your list of things that we can recycle. And they will be drop-off boxes in the library for you to put your used markers so that those can be recycled. All right, Student of the Week. Last week from Mrs. Higgins' class is the whole class for a monstrous start in 1st grade. Hope that's a good thing. Mrs. Stoner's is the whole class for a great start to 1st grade, and as well as Mrs. Thomas, whole class. Mrs. Bales is Olivia Stevenson. She's new to Washington Township this year and fits like a glove. Welcome to our school. Mrs. Katuvis Priwi is Jonathan Gazinski for having a positive attitude. Mrs. Russells is Leah Rodriguez for being well-behaved and working very hard. Mrs. Dibbles, Maggie Watson for being so kind to your classmates. Mrs. Millers is Jacob Barker for always being on task and doing his best. Mrs. Panthes is Juan Carlo Medina. Welcome to Washington Township. Keep up the good work. Mrs. Glover's the whole class for a great start. Mr. Lemke's, Kate Irvin for always being a great helper around the classroom. Mrs. Krieger's is Brooklyn Campbell. Whee! For her persevering. That's right, that is one word. Through her math problems. And Mr. Roberts is the whole class. They had a great 5th grade start. Mrs. Zabrowski's, Morgan Rye, Ashlyn Waldron, and Haley Woodford, new students. Welcome to Washington Township Elementary. And as usual, we start our week off with a few dumb jokes. Again, if you have one, please write it down with your name and your teacher's name and bring it to the office. These are a couple that are left actually from last year. So Brooklyn, why don't you start us off?
What baseball team stinks the most?
I don't know. What baseball team stinks the most?
The Sox.
The Sox. Isabella?
What did the taco say to the lettuce?
What did the taco say to the lettuce?
Let us talk about it.
Let's talk about it. And finally, Ella?
What do you say to Mr. Lemke for putting too many commas?
I don't know. What do you say to Mr. Lemke for putting in too many commas?
Come on, Mr. Lemke.
Come on, Mr. Lemke. Thanks and have a great week.